Hello Peaches! So happy Pride Month. It is the end of Pride Month. I haven't had the chance to make a Pride video until now. So here it is. Here's my Pride related video. So yeah, as you can already tell from the title, this video is about the misconceptions and myths and stereotypes that there is around bisexual people. I'm bisexual and I'm also gender fluid. I'm in a fluid mode today, as I like to call it, a little more manly, I guess. So this Pride Month is really awesome for me because I have two things to celebrate this month. But I decided to do this video on bisexuals and misconceptions about it because I am bisexual myself, so that is why I can kind of speak for most bisexuals, I would say. And this is not just my opinion, it's just like the general opinion about these misconceptions. Like every one of my friends who are bisexual and pretty much everyone I've seen online agree with me about these things and why these things are not true. So it's not just my feelings and my thoughts, it's pretty much like how every bisexual feels about these things. The first misconception is that all bisexuals are poly. In case you don't know what poly is, it is that you want to be in a relationship with more than one people and that everyone in the relationship knows that, and you know it's an open relationship. And that is definitely not true. Personally, I have been in a poly relationship and I would be willing to do it again, but only if I was really in love with the person and they told me that that was the only way I could be with them. Otherwise, I am monogamous myself, mostly I would say. And I know a few bisexuals who would never be in a poly relationship, so that's definitely not true. A lot of bisexuals are totally monogamous. The next misconception is very popular, and that is that all bisexuals want threesomes. Now in my case that is true. I do want to try threesomes, pretty much all kind, but not all bisexuals do. And I am also not into threesomes the way that many people think bisexuals are. Because we hear this from a lot of guys especially. I never heard any women say this, but a lot of men say this to us, that you know, as soon as they hear that we're bisexual, they think that we want a threesome with them and another girl, or them and their girlfriend, which is not true. I don't even want that, and I want to try threesomes, but it's not in that way. If I have to try threesomes, I want it to be with a partner that I trust and love, and then we will find a person together that we will get to know very well first, and we'll get to trust them and stuff like that. So that's more like the misconception here, is that all bisexuals just go out and have threesomes with whoever and whenever and stuff like that, which is not true. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of times where as soon as I mentioned my sexuality, the guys have just been like, oh, can I have a threesome with you then? I have a girlfriend, I really want a threesome, can we have a threesome with you? I'm even like a part of some bisexual groups on Facebook, just to chat with people, and there's one group that's only for bisexual women, and there was one time a woman in there who wasn't bisexual, but she made a post in there asking for anyone who wanted a threesome with her and her boyfriend, which is just very rude, because that side is for bisexual people to have conversation, maybe even find a partner in there. It's not for random straight people to find someone to fuck for their sexual fantasy. So that's just an example. It's very rude to do something like that, because not at all, like, all bisexuals are into that. Not at all. I know that there are many bisexuals out there who would never have a threesome, who would never want one. So that's just bullshit. That's definitely not true. The next misconception is that we're only saying we're bisexual because it's cool and trendy right now. So that's definitely not true, because being bisexual is not easy. As you'll be able to hear throughout this video, there are so many misconceptions about us, and there are so many shitty ways we're being treated on so many, you know, in so many different ways. So since bisexuals have it that hard, like we do have it hard, why would anyone do that to themselves if they weren't actually bisexual? Like, why would I say I was bisexual just to get attention, when it resulted in me being treated like this, and me being the victim of these misconceptions and this rude behavior from a lot of people? Like, who the fuck would do that to themselves? Seriously, that's so stupid that people can actually think that we're doing it to be trendy and cool, because like, I love being bisexual, I have accepted it, and I love myself and my sexuality, but it's not easy. It's not something I would choose if you actually could choose it like that, or something that I would pretend to be just to be cool. Because it's not fun and it's not easy. Like, there are many times where it's not fun and not easy. So no. The next one is that all bisexuals are slutty, and I have no idea why that is. I'm not sure. Is it because we're both attracted to men and women, so we just want to fuck everything all the time? I don't know who came up with this misconception, but it's not true. Take me as an example. I turned 22 like in a month. 22 years old, I've been on this planet almost, and I only had sex with 2 guys. 2 people, 2 guys, in almost 22 years. And I didn't start having sex until I was 20 years old. So that clearly is not slutty, alright? I'm not slutty at all. I know a lot of bisexuals who are not slutty. And like, I don't even know how that makes sense. Like, who came up with this misconception? How does that make sense that bisexuals are slutty? I really don't understand where this comes from. In fact, the few people I know who are pretty slutty, like the most slutty people I know, they're all straight. Let me tell you that. The few people I know who are a little more slutty than some other people, they're straight. I don't know any bisexuals who are slutty, and I know quite a few bisexuals, let me tell you that. So, I'm just saying that. Like, I know more straight people who are slutty. The next one is really annoying and kind of sad. And that is when girls say, oh my god, are you bisexual? Does that mean that you're attracted to women? Because I cannot be friends with someone who are attracted to women, because that means that you like me and that you're in love with me. And I cannot be friends with someone who's in love with me. So we cannot be friends if you're bisexual. Like, bitch, I have standards. I'm not in love with every single person I meet. I don't know where the hell this comes from. Why does everyone think that me being bisexual means that I have a crush on every single one of my female friends? It doesn't. I love my female friends, but not in that way. I would never be able to picture myself with them in that way. And that's another one. Why? Why does this exist? I have no idea where this comes from. If you're straight, it doesn't mean that you like every single man on the earth. If you're a gay woman, it doesn't mean that you like every single woman on the earth. So if you're bisexual, it obviously doesn't mean that you like every single man and woman on the earth. We do have standards, and we do have different ideas to what the perfect partner is and stuff. We all have limits. We all have people that we do not want to date for different reasons. I have no idea where this comes from, and it's so sad because it can really ruin friendships for a lot of people. Because there are just some people who are not comfortable with being friends with someone who is attracted to that gender. And this is not just a bisexual problem, this is also a problem for lesbians, definitely, and probably also for gay guys, I could imagine that, and bisexual guys, of course. It's just so sad, like, what the fuck? We do not want to be with every single person in the world, alright? Chill out. So the next one I can definitely also relate to, and that is that if you haven't tried both genders, like men and women, you're not bisexual. Now, this is kind of sad to me. I really hate this because, as I just said, I only been with 2 guys in every single way. I never been with a woman in any way. Never romantically or sexually or anything. Meaning that some people think I'm not bisexual because I haven't tried both genders. Which is stupid. Like, I know what I am and I know what I like. I have people in my family who tells me this. People who are like, well, how can you be bisexual if you haven't tried being with a woman? How do you know if you like it? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just my feelings and my thoughts. I don't know. It's so difficult to explain, but let me try and explain it as well as I can. If we first look at it just physically attraction, just sexually attraction. You know, when I see a beautiful woman and a beautiful man, I get equally turned on. I get equally attracted to them and turned on by them. Meaning, you know, that's a proof that I'm sexually attracted to both genders. Now, the difficult thing is to explain how am I romantically and emotionally attracted to both genders. And it's very difficult to explain, but I'm going to try. And it's like, when I first meet a new guy, it's not like we're in love, it's not like we're flirting or anything, just meet him, he's a nice person, he looks good, seems nice. You know, I get that. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to marry him. But in the back of my head, it's like, I could totally imagine us being together, or me being together with someone like him, you know? A nice guy, good looking, stuff like that, you know? I can imagine myself being with someone like that. When I meet a nice girl, again, no flirting, no feelings or anything, just met her, and she's nice and beautiful as well, I get the same thoughts as I did with the man. I get the same, like, I could totally be with a woman like this. I could totally imagine me being in a relationship with a woman like this. So that's pretty much how I can explain it. I know some people don't think it's valid enough and stuff like that, but I'm saying that's bullshit. Of course I know how I feel, and I know who I'm attracted to and who I'm not attracted to. I have the same feelings and thoughts towards women that I have towards men. I have the same, like, emotional and physical thoughts and feelings. I don't know how else to explain it. To me, it's like the exact same. When I see a man or a woman, it's the same feelings and thoughts I get, both sexually but also emotionally, and romantically. So I don't... Of course I know it better. I hate those people who think they know you better than you do. Those people who's like, well, you cannot know if you're bisexual if you haven't tried it. Like, yes, I can. Hello? Have you been in my head? No, you haven't. You don't know what's going on in here. Only I do. So, it just annoys me so much. I'm definitely bisexual. Just because I've never been with a woman doesn't mean that I don't want to. And that I know I will enjoy it. And I know that I want to marry a woman and I want to try and have a relationship with a woman. Just as much as I liked it with a man. You know what I mean? It's like, I just hate that misconception. It's so annoying. Then the next one is also like a very painful one to me. And that is that all bisexuals cheat. The reason why this is the one that I hate the most is because cheating, like, I think it's one of the worst, most evil things you can do to your partner or to someone you love. I'm so much against cheating. I believe there's no excuse at all for cheating. Nothing at all. No excuse for cheating. If you cheat, you're a fucking asshole, and that's just how it is. There's no excuse for it. I have heard everything, like, what if you're in an abusive relationship that you cannot get out of? Like, if you are too scared to leave a relationship, you should also be too scared to cheat. If you have the guts to cheat, then you should have the guts to leave. It doesn't give you the right to do that. Even if they're assholes and abusive, you should just get out of it. Because if you can cheat, you can also get out. No fucking excuse for cheating. I hate cheaters. I lose every single bit of respect I have if I hear someone I know has cheated. I lose every teeny tiny bit of respect that I had for them. And I just hate people who cheat. I don't know why I have this much hatred against it, because I've never been cheated on. I don't know. It's just, I always felt this way. People who cheat are evil. That's my opinion. So when I get told that bisexuals are cheaters, it hurts so fucking bad, because I don't want to be called a cheater. I would never fucking cheat. Of course, when I feel this way about it, I obviously wouldn't do it myself, no matter what. So being called a cheater when you're so much against it as I am, it's like, it's fucking sucks. I hate it. And it's not like, now I'm going to try and explain why it's wrong, because a lot of people think, well, you want both men and women, so if you're with a man, you will obviously leave that man after a couple of months so you can be with a woman. But that's not how it works. It's not, we don't need to be with both genders. It's not like we have a need, like we have to be with a man and then a woman and then a man and then a woman. It's not like that. It's because we don't care if we end up with a man or a woman. We don't need it. We don't care if it's a man or a woman. We just want someone to hold and to have a connection with in that way. We don't care if it's a man or a woman. If I settle down with a woman tomorrow and I'm with her for the rest of my life, I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with the fact that I will never have dick again and that I will never be with a man again. That's fine, because it's not a need for me. It's just wanting someone and being attracted to both genders. Of course I'm still going to be attracted to men, but it's not because I have a need to be with them. As long as I'm happy in that relationship that I'm in. If I'm not happy, I will leave and then find another girl or a guy. No one knows, you know? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's not a need. It's not like our survival mode. Like we have to have this and this at some point. Not at all. Even if I settle down with a man tomorrow and I'm with him for the rest of my life, I'm fine with the fact that I've never been with a woman. Ever. And that I never will. Of course I do want to try it. I really want to try both sexually but also romantically and be in a relationship, but it's not a must for me. It's not like I have to try it. So that's why people think that we cheat. It's because they think that we need both genders, but we don't. We just don't care what we end up with or who we end up with, as long as we have a connection and we love them and all that kind of stuff. Then the next one is also some that we get from gay people, or some gay people who are against bisexuals and don't believe we belong in the community and all that shit. And that is that if you're a woman who is in a relationship with a guy, then you're straight, not bisexual. And if you're a woman who's in a relationship with another woman, then you're lesbian and not bisexual. Meaning that, you know, I'm bisexual now, but if I find a boyfriend, then I'm suddenly straight. And if I find a girlfriend after that, I'm suddenly gay. It's not like that. We don't change our sexuality based on what partner we have. I'm still bisexual, no matter who I end up with, no matter who I'm with, I'm still bisexual. And the reason for that is that I'm still attracted to men when I'm with women, and when I'm with men, I'm still attracted to women. I really don't know why this is so difficult for so many people to understand, because it's like, of course I'm still bisexual. Your sexuality isn't based on who you're with, it's based on who you're attracted to in every way, both physically and emotionally, romantically, sexually, all those ways. So of course when I'm with a woman, I'm all attracted to her in all those ways, but I'm still attracted to men in all those ways, meaning that I'm bisexual. I don't know why this is a misconception. It cannot be that fucking difficult to figure that out. The next one is that you have to be equally attracted to men and women to be bisexual. That is not true. Some have preferences. Some people like men a little more than they like women. Some people like women a little more than they like men. In the beginning, when I started my bisexual days, my bisexual journey, I was a little more attracted to men than women. But now, as time has passed, I think I'm about 50-50. I do think I'm pretty equally attracted to both genders. But a lot of bisexuals have preferences towards genders. It doesn't mean that there are any less bisexuals. If you're attracted to both genders, then you're bisexual. It doesn't say anywhere in the rule book that you have to be equally attracted to them. Bisexuals are just confused and cannot make up their mind. No, that's not true. A lot of people think that bisexuals just cannot make up their mind, so they change their sexuality every day. That's kind of the same as the whole, like, when you're with a guy, you're straight, when you're with a girl, you're lesbian. Like, no, we don't change from day to day. We are bisexual all the time. And we're not confused. Well, I'm confused about a lot of things, but not about bisexuality. Like, I'm very confused about math, for example. That shit confuses me. But my sexuality, I'm pretty damn 100% sure that I'm bisexual and that I like both men and women. So no, we're not confused. We know exactly what we want. Then the next one is that bisexuals are only doing it for attention. And especially bisexual women are only doing it for the men's attention. Yeah, because I really love when men come up to me and ask me stuff like, hey, do you want a threesome with me and my girlfriend? Hey, have you licked a pussy before? Hey, where has your tongue been? Have you been on a dick and a pussy at the same time? Hey, do you want to fuck a girl and a guy? Hey, how many girls have you been with? It's so charming when guys send me their dick pics and ask me if I want to fuck that, as I'm fucking a pussy as well. It's like every girl's dream to get those creepy, disgusting, personal, very gross messages and questions and comments from gross old men. We love it. Every girl loves that, right? No, we're not doing it for the attention. I have never met a bisexual woman who didn't hate these kind of comments. Every single bisexual girl that I have met and known have all gotten these things. Have all gotten gross, old, also some young men, sent them disgusting pictures, asking them disgusting personal questions and giving them really gross comments about what they want to do because you're bisexual. It's so fucking wrong to believe that we're doing this for the attention. Just in general, no, we're not doing it for the attention. I also kind of explained that in one of the first misconceptions. We're not doing it to be trendy and cool, we're not doing it for the attention. But especially the bisexual women are not doing it to get men's attention, because that attention that we get from the men is not fucking funny. It's almost to the point where I would call it sexual assault or whatever you call it. Like, I don't remember the exact word for it, but something like that. It is so disrespectful, so disgusting, so uncomfortable. Have you any idea how uncomfortable it is to get those things, questions, comments, messages, pictures? Have you any idea how uncomfortable it is to get that just because you tell someone you're bisexual? It's not fucking funny. We do not want that kind of attention. No one wants that kind of attention. Let me tell you that. If you're not bisexual and you're one of them who believe this, like, try for just a week to act like you're bisexual on social media, and you will see that that is not fun. It's just a bunch of uncomfortable sexual questions and messages you will get from really disgusting men. So no, we are obviously not doing it for the attention, because no one wants that kind of attention. Then there's another one that is all bisexuals are secretly gay, they're just too scared to admit it. No, nah, I really like dick. So yeah, and I've done some really non-gay stuff in my life, so I'm definitely not gay. So this is really stupid. Let's take my situation personally. I live in a country where gay marriage has been legal since 1989, I think. And it's so accepted. Like, so fucking accepted. Like, way beyond accepted. Gay people have it so easy here in Denmark. I'm not saying everyone. There is hate crime sometimes. There are still people who are against gay people. But compared to other countries, Denmark is like so accepting of gay people. It's unbelievable and it's amazing. Besides that, the family I grew up in is also very acceptable. My dad and my mom, since me and my brother were very small, they have kept telling us that if we are gay, it's okay. They will still love us. They will still want us to marry them. They will still want us to have children with them if that's what we want. They have, since I can remember, they have told us that it doesn't matter who we love as long as we're happy. And also my friends and everything. As I said, I have a lot of bisexual friends, a lot of gay friends, some trans friends. I have a lot of friends who are different and who I know will accept me. So why on earth would I be too scared to come out or too scared to admit it? I understand if you live in a very Christian household in Texas, America, or wherever it is where it's really scary to be gay. But why would I be too scared? Me, living in a country that has accepted it for years now, and in a family who's the most open-minded family ever in the world, basically. Why on earth would I be too scared to come out? If I was a lesbian, I would have come out a long time ago, let me tell you that. So the last one is really annoying, because it's one that we get from a lot of gay people who are against us. And that is that bisexuals have it easier because they can just pass off as straight. No, we cannot just pass off as straight. We are bisexual, we feel that, we think that, that's what we are. And yes, we can technically pass off as straight, but that means that we will have to oppress our sexuality and our feelings. So that's the same as telling a gay guy that, hey, can't you just act straight? That would be easier. That's the same that you're saying to us right now. And it's not easier being bisexual. We do not have it easier. Now, I don't want this to be a contest, because it also really depends on where you're from and all that kind of stuff. But I think in general, if we look at generally, I think that bisexuals have it more difficult. I know that in some countries, gay people are being killed while bisexuals are not, because it's not a thing in those countries. I know, but in general, in the kind of society that we live in, like in the modern world, I guess, and not in those countries that still lives in old times, you know, I think we have it more difficult. Let me explain to you why that is. So gay people do have it hard. There are still a lot of negativity around gay people, which is so fucking sad. Like, we're in 2017, like, come on people, gay people exist, accept that. So a lot of gay people do go through a lot of shit, I know that. But so does bisexual. And the thing is that nowadays, gay people are very much accepted. In most countries, there are way more people accepting gay people than there are not accepting them. Also, there's not a lot of misconceptions about gay people. You would not be able to find this long of a list of misconceptions about gay people. There are so many more myths and misconceptions about bisexuals because we're still so new and mysterious to some people. A lot of people don't believe we exist and that it's a thing to be bisexual. At least with gay people, like, people know they exist, people know they're here, and there's not a lot of people believing in those few misconceptions that there are about gay people, because the few misconceptions that there may be some people believing them, but the few people believing them are only like those really weird, insanely Christian people who lives in Texas or Alabama or wherever it is that is really insane. It's only very little people and very specific groups of people believing those misconceptions. When it comes to the misconceptions about bisexuals, almost every kind of person believes it. I'm not saying everyone believes it, but every kind. It's not just Christians or Muslims, it's everyone. It's people from every kind of group, every kind of religion believe these things about bisexuals. Because a lot of just like normal people, I would say, who are not extremists in any way, just normal, maybe even atheists and stuff, they still believe in these things. They still believe that we cheat and that we're greedy and all these misconceptions that I just read out to you. So that's why I believe we have it harder. Not only are there so much more misconceptions, a lot of more myths and what is this kind of thing about us, but a lot of people believe them without even listening to us, what we have to say about it. Also because people who are against gay people, it's usually straight people just. I never heard of any bisexuals or something who are against gay people. So you only have one group. I'm not saying every straight person, obviously, but listen to me. It's like you only have one group to worry about. Bisexuals, there's a lot of straight people who don't believe in bisexuals, who don't accept us, but there's also a lot of gay people who are against us. So that's the thing. We have people from both groups hating us and don't believing in us, which is so sad. Like, there's a lot of gay people out there who accept us and who understands us and that we also have a difficult time. It's obviously not those I'm talking about. Like, I don't understand. There's so many gay people saying that we're not a part of the LGBTQ plus community. And let me just say that again. LGBTQ plus? What do you think that B stands for? No, it doesn't stand for Babadook, even though a lot of people say that nowadays. And I'm not saying that the Babadook isn't a part of the community, because he is, and we love him, and he's amazing. An amazing role model for the LGBTQ plus community. But the B in that doesn't stand for Babadook. I'm sorry, Babadook, we love you. But the B stands for bisexual. Bisexual. Gay people saying we're not a part of the community can go fuck themselves. They are not part of the community. Gay people are, don't get me wrong, but I mean the gay people who are against us, they should not be allowed to be a part of our community, because the LGBTQ plus community is about love, spreading love, loving each other for who you are. It doesn't matter who you love and stuff like that. It's not about spreading hate. It's not about saying who belongs and who doesn't belong. It's for everyone. So go fuck yourself. Anyway, that ended on a pretty negative note. I'm so sorry. I just really want to get my point across. Hopefully a lot of people out there can relate to it. A lot of bisexuals who are going through the same. Let's be happy. It's Pride Month. No more negativity. I got it out of my system. And now I'm happy again. Yay! I hope you guys learned something if you're not bisexual and you just were a little bit curious about what are we doing? What are bisexuals doing? Well, now you know. We're not cheating and we're not doing all these weird stuff that I just talked about. And maybe to some bisexuals out there, you can show this video to anyone you want if they also have these misconceptions. Or maybe you just got some help to how you can explain it and what kind of words to use or metaphors to use, I guess, to explain to your family and friends what it is that you're going through. Press the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and thank you for watching, and have a wonderful Pride Month.